Hey, Debbie Anderson, where are we?
We are at the Branchville Borough Historical Society Museum, which is located inside the Branchville Municipal Building.
Who's this? Right here.
That's Lester M. Garris. He's the blacksmith that was up in the blacksmith shop up in the middle of town at the turn of the last century.
And what are you doing with the pumpkin stuff?
Oh, you don't know about our scarecrows. Okay, you do know about our scarecrows. We have a scarecrow contest going on in the town of Branchville. I think this is our 5th annual, and people build scarecrows and they compete for best to show. We are a nonprofit, so we're not involved in the actual competition. That belongs just to the residents of the town.
Great, great. And what is this exhibit here?
This exhibit is about the flood of Branchville that occurred in 1955. It appeared once at the Farm and Horse Show, and it appeared at our museum last year, and now this year we're putting it out in the front yard.
Great. And how about the fair this year? Was there a fair?
There was no fair this year.
Why? What happened?
We are in the middle of a COVID-19 epidemic, so with a lot of social distancing, we weren't allowed to have the fair, which is why this event is outdoors as well.
Thank you, Debbie. What is this building behind us?
This building behind us is the Branchville Municipal Office. There's our big sign. And this is where the town hall is, where the council meetings occur, and where our clerk and all the rest of the people that work for the town are housed. And they give us a number of rooms inside of the old schoolhouse to display our artifacts inside. Take a look. And I'll start talking.
Say, what is that yellow wall?
So this is probably one of the coolest things in here in terms of large scale. This is the actual wall of the train station of Branchville that fell down. We picked up some of the pieces. A community member, Mike Clune, rebuilt this in here. The ticket booth, the bench that you sat on against the wall, this door went into the telegraph office. And inside here, there's a big old wagon from the Garris Center.
Oh, wow.
So this is the wagon from the Garris brothers in Branchville. That's the guy whose pumpkin scarecrow is out in front of the building today. Again, Mike Clune redid this a number of years back, and it's one of the focal points of our museum. And we're not open right now because of COVID-19. County Historical Society. You want to talk about them for a minute?
Yeah, now, wasn't there a fellow named Dick Roy that lived here?
Yes, Dick Roy, Roy Company. In fact, right down here, there's some Roy Company memorabilia, some old calendars and yardsticks. Dick Roy was a major historian. He collected many artifacts, bicycles, old cars, and he kept them in a big warehouse that was a garage. It was a former Chevy garage in Branchville. And for the Historical Society of the county, he commissioned as a fundraiser these hand-blown glass bottles that had bicycles on them. And each year he would have another one done, and we have what we believe is a full collection that he donated to the society.
And when he passed away, did they have the Pickers come up?
The Pickers, which is a TV show, which I know about it, but I can't remember the exact name, but the Pickers came and they did a TV show of our Branchville Roy Company garage and all the cool stuff that was in there. And then there was a huge auction that lasted, I want to say, it was advertised for months and it lasted for a couple weeks, and it was a big deal. And we picked up a few things from the auction for our museum as well.
He had old Cadillacs from the teens and
yes.
Model Ts?
Yes, the cars were phenomenal. Bicycles, phenomenal. Those were his two biggest things that he loved. So, right now.
Whose is this?
Dr. Kunkel, who was a prominent dentist in Branchville for many years, and that rock That's down there is the cornerstone from the old Grange Hall that got knocked down last year to build a parking lot.
And what is
Cave
the
Paradise.
Pines?
The Pines, oh my goodness, the Pines is a former resort, again in the late 1800s, very big deal resort. The trains brought the people up to Branchville, then the carriages took them up to the Pines, and it has since, the buildings are there, but it is non-functioning.
Great.
I have my mask on, but that's
Some more things here.
okay.
And what is this display of?
This is a
right here?
diorama of the old train station that was here in Branchville.
Great, and
There's
this
a
picture?
painting of that train station after it was closed, so you can see the tracks aren't running there, but it stayed in that condition for a long time, and it was a really notable landmark, so a lot of people painted it and photographed it.
And what are,
Here's some, that's a photograph of when it was a working train station.
and are these photographs of the Branchville station right here?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And what is that metal barrel that's over here by the case?
I don't know. It's a milk can.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a milk can, but I don't know the significance of it. It
Okay.
says Horton on it. I don't know if it's meaningful to Branchville specifically. It probably is, or it wouldn't be here.
And you have another one over here too.
Yep.
And that one says
So it says
Borden's.
Borden's. Now that we had Borden's, but this is the Queensboro, Long Island City Borden's milk can. But we had a Borden's Creamery in Branchville as well.
Yeah.
All of these signs hung on businesses here in the borough of Branchville at one point. Some were inside advertisement signs, some were the names of the business on the outside, as in L.M. Garris, the same guy who's outside with the pumpkin head. And the American House building just got knocked down this past year. And we have a big open spot in town. We're looking to decide how to manage that property.
I wonder if the Horton's ice cream sign here is related to the Horton milk.
Milk. You're
keg.
right. Look at
So how do you
you.
make ice cream with milk?
You take cream and you get it really cold and sweet.
And would you stick it in something like that?
Something just like that, a beautiful old ice box.
How does that work?
Well, you put the ice in the top and then you put the things in the bottom that you want to keep cold. You got some.
So the
ice
top
in
is
there.
insulated and then the bottom,
The bottom will then. The ice cream stool in the way. The bottom. will keep
okay.
things cold.
It's got
There's
shelves just like a regular refrigerator.
Yeah.
All right, good, thanks. This is neat. What is that thing next to the refrigerator?
That's the hitching post from the American House Hotel. It was out in front, and you could pull up your horse and hitch him up, and then go on inside and have a little refreshment.
And it was...
American House, George S. Martin, proprietor.
What is this thing right here?
This is an old radio, and it does not work, but we do hook up music to come out of it when the museum is open, so it sounds like the radio is playing.
Has tubes in it?
Yeah.
And what are these metal cans in here?
These are, well, there's tobacco cans, and so I guess they all look like tobacco right now. Yep, and then a wax, a laundry wax. There's a Quaker Oats inside, a molasses can. Got a lot of cool cans in here.
That's reminding me when I was a kid, there was a joke. You
Do you
call
have
up
Prince
somebody.
Albert in a can?
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You better let him out.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so this is an old desk, right?
This was D.L.B. Smith's desk. Well, D.L.B. Smith is one of the... D.L.B. Smith might be the reason that Branchville is as successful as it is today. He's the founder of Selected Insurance Company, and this was an original desk that was donated by the family of Alan Herman. Alan Herman worked for D.L.B. Smith at Selected.
And was he related
That's
to
DLD
horses?
right there.
He was in the
And-
Branchville Riding Club.
Yeah. He was in charge of everything. He was in charge of. In fact, if you worked for DLD Smith and you wanted to work at Selective Insurance, you had to live in the town of Branchville, in the half square mile town of Branchville.
And that picture of Branchville?
Yep, that's 1956. That's a picture of the town. You had to live in this town in order to work for him.
And talking about the Branchville Riding Club, wasn't the fair around here somewhere?
The fair was in town. It was right in this area. And it set up shop the first week of every August. Started out for a couple days and then got bigger and bigger until it turned into the state fair. But by then it had moved out to Frankfort Township.
Where's Frankfurt?
Frankfort Township
from
is-
there on the photo.
Out over the hill.
Over to the right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the
Okay,
fair
good.
is.
Pearson's Hardware.
Got a little glare on that.
Right.
So here's some things about having the fair here. The entrance to the fair. Queens of the fair.
Is that you?
No. Thank you. No, I never even got to be Miss Branchville. I have such a sad life.
There's always tomorrow.
Yes. So yeah, we and over here too, I think it is.
So over here you've got
Here's a big,
some
here's the
Borden.
big Borden's Creamery picture.
So the Borden's was another job that somebody could have way out here in Branchville.
Yeah. We were a hopping place back then. There still is a lot of insurance in town. It's a big insurance town.
And are they, what are they, milk bottles?
Milk bottles from the Borden Dairy.
And they have caps with them. And what is this? Did they used to
This is-
deliver milk?
That's Mr. Decker, and he delivered milk for Welsh Farms and Ideal Farms. So that wasn't the Borden Dairy, but the milk all came from the cows around here. So whether Borden processed it or Welsh Farms processed it, it all came from our cows.
So milk comes from cows,
Yes.
not vending machines.
Fascinating.
And what is this thing right here?
An old ballot box. That's how we voted back in the day, and that's how I voted last week. I put my
Very good.
vote in the ballot box. So,
Great, good for you.
yeah. I'll give you my,
And looks like the museum is open.